Just kind of doing an update. Getting ready to go to sleep here soon because I have no idea how soon tomorrow we're going to be getting loads. I don't know if this thing makes beeps or whatever at me when loads come across it. I have no idea. So this thing here, I don't know if it's going to make noises at me or not. But yeah. So I'm gonna have to get some different adapters to get the CB done. They do not, they don't install CBs for us here because they they don't want to mess with that. They will install inverters, but I think they said it has to be their inverters. So I don't know. But the thing is, I can't afford to spend the money on an inverter all up front, and they'll have you make payments on the inverter, and the inverter's ours to keep if we leave. And they're going to charge us like 700 some bucks for it, and then charge like however much it is in payments over time. That's a whole lot better than trying to cough up all that money all at once. But I don't know. I can look at the inverter prices, but um, I don't think they want drivers buying their own inverters and trying to install them themselves, because I guess they take and they themselves put a couple holes in the floor somewhere and install the inverter. But and it's ours to keep if we leave, so that's the good thing about it. So it's not the best ideal situation, but it is what it is. And then I got a lot of the stuff put away. Got my bed made. Still have to go through those two boxes right there and find stuff that belongs in my seat organizer deal here that I had when I was at Bay and Bay. So um, we'll see what I'm gonna do with my antennas. I just gotta go through those boxes because some of the stuff that belongs in that organizer in those boxes. Still gotta tighten down the strap on that microwave before I start driving tomorrow. Or I might have a microwave come flying out on the floor, or land and dinging up my nice fridge down here or something. And having broken glass because of that glass plate in there and stuff. So we don't want that. So um, what's weird is at Alan Ritchie, the thing to hook up a CB was right where I got this one sitting right here. There was a whole setup right here. Hey, Anthony. How's it going? Well, in the Alan Ritchie trucks, the CB thing was right here. There's like a metal plate, and then the two positive and negative deals with the antenna thing coming out, and you just strapped it down right there. Here, it's up here, and they got these weird connections that I gotta figure out here. So, yeah, there's that for the antennas, and I don't think there's any antennas on this thing because it's a brand new truck with less than 20 miles on it. And then I don't get this jazz, but yeah, that's what I got for connections. Maybe I'll just forgo the CB deal for right now. We'll see. But I got most the stuff put away. I don't have to keep a lot of stuff up there. I still got stuff I got to stop by the house and get, like my canned food and my power strip and uh, things like that. There's a few things I didn't bring. Um, but it wasn't a whole lot. I tried to bring most everything. I was hoping that they would have inverters on the trucks already and have it all set up. And then I got to figure out how to mount my TV without tampering with the truck or drilling any holes. So they said that a lot of drivers use C clamps. So I don't know. Figure it out. But it's a work in progress. One got me a couple, the last two milks, regular white milks that weren't flavored. Now all they got is the Nesquik strawberry, banana, and chocolate milks, and the other other flavored milk. So, because I've been drinking a lot of soda today, the last couple days. Okay, I'll have to look for that. Thanks, Anthony. Does that work on the Freightliner? Cool. But get my first load out sometime tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be in the morning. Already hooked up to the trailer and everything. We'll go pick up a load, head towards Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where in Pennsylvania, or that was the plan. Whether or not that's still the plan, they might change plans and have us go on another direction. So, but if I am heading through Des Moines, I'm going to stop by and grab the rest of my stuff. You're on lives in Pennsylvania. I was getting out there in Ohio quite a bit. I was out in Streetsboro a few times. Perrysburg. Okay. If I'm out there, I still got your number in my phone, dude. If your number hasn't changed since you gave it to me. I know that was a while ago. Ooh. A work in progress. Same number? Cool. We'll see how things go. Everybody's giving me a lot of crap because I chose to come to CR England. But here's the deal. All these companies that are getting the bad raps, it's not necessarily the companies, it's the drivers, the dingling drivers that go to these companies and go out there and start making piss poor decisions and crash banging stuff up and doing dumb stuff. CR England has a lot of strict policies and they're trying hard to encourage their drivers to do better. So does Swift, so does all these other companies. They try to do all this stuff to discourage hiring drivers that are gonna mess up, but despite the best efforts of these companies, they still get drivers that make it through and go out there and do stupid stuff and make the company look bad. So all these starter companies are for the most part the same, but they try to do their due diligence, most of them. But I do agree that all these starter companies, Sierra England, Swift, and all the starter companies need to do a better job of giving more in-depth training and stop trying to rush all these new people, all these guys and gals who are getting out here trying to become truck drivers. Stop trying to rush them out into being drivers, whether they go out to be a team truck or a solo truck. They got to stop rushing it so bad. It's all the companies doing. It's not just CR England or any one company. They're all doing it. So none of them are spending enough time teaching stuff. And these drivers are getting out here, and if drivers become a good driver, it's because they have taken it upon themselves to make good decisions and to take that extra time to watch what they're doing and not make mistakes. And as time goes by, the longer that they're a truck driver and the more that they're out here, the more experience they get, the better they get at stuff. Their skills get better over time. And everybody's going to screw up from time to time. Nobody's infallible. So, but I must be doing something right, because now I'm getting people talking crap on my channel, mostly just because I came to CR England to drive. And I just think that's hilarious. I'm just laughing about it all the time. I find it amusing that everybody is just so sure, and they hear the stuff I'm saying, and people are talking all kinds of crap about the different things going on. But whatever, we'll see how things go. I mean, it is what it is, man. I can't keep job hopping, but we'll see if they can keep me running better than Bay and Bay did. None of that running early and having to wait and sit on loads because they don't have a plan to get me on another load. I realize that we are in a freight recession, but there is freight out there. I've seen it, that the stuff's out there, and it's gonna get better. If you can do good right now, when things get better, you should do even better. Or at least you would think that. Whether or not you're a company or own or lease your own equipment or whatever. But I have thought about at some point becoming a trainer, but I don't know. A job hauling fuel. Yeah, I'd have to get my hazmat though. I've got my tanker, got my doubles and triples. Like I said, if this don't work out here, I'm gonna go find a local line haul job. You don't have enough patience to train no more? I didn't know you did training. I've thought about it. I think I'd be a good trainer. I just need to hone a few of my other skills, like sliding tandems better, Um, Not that I'm bad at it. I think it was just that Bay and Bay truck I was struggling with because it was so friggin' heavy up front. But now training's so easy because you don't have to teach how to shift anymore. You just got to teach drivers not to be on their foot, on their brake pedal so much going down mountains, and teach them how to use the Jake brake and stuff so they're not burning up their brakes. Every time you go in the mountains, you see somebody, if not multiple trucks, burning up their brakes going down the mountains because they don't know how to stay off their foot feed or their foot brakes. I've thought about going and getting my own inverter. I think they said they'll only install the inverters that they get because they'll install. I don't know. I'll have to check that out again. They're pretty picky. They just connect to your battery, don't they? You just got the two clamps. Don't they just have like two little clamps that you clamp onto the positive, negative, and then you run the wire up through somewhere and have the inverter up in the truck? Could probably just run that. Um, yeah, I could probably do that. I'll have to look at the price of inverter, trying to come up with the money for inverter all at once. Yeah, that's because that's for fridges, and if you want to put whatever size fridge you want right there. I just think it's weird though, because I'm used to there being a table there. I'm used to the Alan Ritchie trucks because this is the exact same kind of truck that Alan Ritchie has, and they have a cabinet there. Oh, you probably stopping at Love's. I'll be stopping at different places. Apparently, Sierra England does not like pilots and flying J's. They love Loves and Petros and TAs. Apparently, that's where they like to fuel. I remember when they were fueling everywhere 24 years ago when I was here. No, I did not get the CB installed. That's going to be a little bit of an adventure. So I got my CB antennas back here. I'm probably going to have to buy one of those things that you attach to your mirrors. You take the bolts off the mirrors and then you install it on the two sides, and then put the antennas on there, and then run the antenna wires up through. But this stuff up here is weird. got the crimp wires, that, then this, whatever this is. This doesn't look like anything to do with the CB, but what do I know? There's the antenna wire and these two wires. And nope, there's no other wires up there. It's just these three. I just gotta so I just gotta find the thing for this. I just gotta get that little adapter to plug to do this, to get my power to the CB, and then I can put that in there. Then I've got extra antenna wires. I just gotta figure out how I wanna probably do what the mechanic was telling me, that and I've seen them do it, where there's the little bracket that attaches to the mirror right here. You take out a couple of them bolts and put the plate on there, and it's got the thing for the no, not yet. I did not get that thing tightened down yet, so I'm gonna do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Put these back up here. I gotta get a couple parts if I'm gonna get that CB going right. Hopefully that won't be too expensive. I keep spending money on CB stuff, and the thing I really want to spend money for CB stuff is getting the CB stuff beefed up so it'll have more range. Get to a CB shop or something. But yeah. Trying to get my hand up in there. Hey, if I can get this over here, I can get to everything. Cool. Now I'll be able to tighten it down right. Now that I got this pulled down, I didn't know this slid. This is the weirdest clamp. Got it. There we go. Took a little bit of doing because the thing kept sliding on me. Yeah, but yeah, I got it that tightened down. Now I don't have to worry about that coming out, but the thing kept sliding. That's where it was difficult at, but I got her tightened down now. So it's a work in progress. So what I thought was funny on like the last day of orientation stuff, they were trying to tell me what the chaining law was in Colorado, and I've been chaining in Colorado for the last 10 years at least, and CR England's company policy, which I've been talking about that almost every video, but they're saying they want the double kind of chain that goes over to the dualies on the front drive axle, and then a single on the outside drives axle, and then they want a drag train on the trailer. All Colorado's law is 4 outside drives or the dually style on one axle. They want 4 drives with chains on them, whether it's the same axle or the 4 outside. That's all they care about. They don't need a drag chain or any of that. But I asked the DOT myself, because I had my boss at Alan Ritchie telling me that's what it was, and the guy who first showed me how to chain when I went to Alan Ritchie was just teaching me to put on one set, and if you start not getting much grip and you're still slipping, then you stop and put another set on. So I had kind of learn the hard way on that. I didn't get no fines or nothing, but it took me a little while to figure out that that's what it was. After that co-driver that I had told me a lot of stupid things. Tried to tell me if you use the, you know what, I have not checked that. I have not opened that back. There's a zip tie on there. I gotta go back there. Where is my flashlight? We'll wear this one. We'll go back and check it together, because I gotta go do that. I did charge this. We'll go try it together. Sorry about blinding you guys. Let's go back there and take that zip tie off and take a look. I need to go take that off. Well, thank you for reminding me. Let's go back there and do this. let's go see. They zip tied it and it's got this weird box on it. It's got this box on here that I've never had a trailer with one of these. I have seen them on other trailers, but I've never had a trailer that actually had it. So this goes up here. Don't know why they put this stupid zip tie on there, but all right. Get my glove on. This looks like a brand new spanking trailer. Yeah, she's definitely clean. Looks like a brand new trailer. So, yeah, definitely clean. They don't have me running the reefer yet. They're having me wait till tomorrow, which is smart because I'm not using all that fuel. But I had to take a zip tie off these lines back here because they had a big old zip tie hold these lines all the way up to this handlebar up here. So it is brand new, brand new. I need to get me some trash bags. I had a whole bunch in my damn bay truck. There we go. Getting things done a little bit at a time. But at least I got everything so I don't have to worry about things being all over the place while I'm trying to drive. So this charger, this heart headlamp, got at Walmart. It charges by USB right here. Just charge it up. So that's neat. I didn't even realize that's how it worked until I used up all the battery on it, and then I got to reading it and figured out that I have to just plug it into the USB and it just charges up. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I need some trash bags to be able to put my trash in. And all in all, I think this is going to be definitely an adventure. And hopefully I am going through the house on my first load. I could request to go home, but I'd rather just float through the house. I could tell them I just want to stop through the house to grab a few more things and just see the kids for a little bit and then keep going. So I might just tell them that, but I don't want to stop for long enough to go home, load up my van with the few things I need. I don't need much, just a couple things of canned food, my power strip. I don't think there's a whole lot else I left at the house. I was only going to bring bare minimum, just a couple of bags, and just contend with things. Just bring like the GPS, some sets of clothes, and my coffee cup and coffee thermos, and just the few basics, and deal with it when I came back through the house. But I decided to bring everything. All right, thanks, man. So it'll definitely be an adventure getting started and figuring out their new system here. I think it's going to be pretty slick because, like I was saying earlier, oh, thanks for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Usually, I try to do the edited videos where I try to teach stuff about driving for newbies. That's pretty much why I made the channel. But as I was saying, um, the lady in orientation that does the techie stuff was saying that, okay, you know how you guys usually you got your log part that you gotta put all your your bills of lading number and all your information on your log side, and then you have the company side where you got all your messages that you got to usually do send the same information over here. So you got to put the trailer number and BOLs over here as well. This supposedly, if I memory serves, it you only have to put it in once and it will put it, it's supposed to put the information in everywhere you need it instead of you having to retype it 50 million times like you normally do, you know. So they're doing a lot of slick stuff. They're supposed to be putting, like, they're getting ready to put the cat scale app right on this tablet. And apparently this tablet, like other companies I've had with tablets where you could take them out of the truck and they were supposedly able to take pictures of stuff, like if you have damaged stuff you could just take pictures right with the tablet. Like Alan Ritchie's didn't work. You couldn't take pictures of stuff. If you had anything happen, you had to take pictures with your phone and send it and stuff like that. But theirs supposedly works, and that's how we're supposed to take pictures of our bills of lading and all our paperwork. Even though we got trip pack papers, which I grabbed them in case I needed them, but they're converting over to a whole new deal. It's supposed to be slicker and easier. So just got to learn something new. As truck drivers, we're always learning new stuff all the time. They're always trying to change things on us. Can't just leave stuff the same. They got to constantly mess with stuff, and hopefully it's for the better. Yeah, my bill's all messed up. So, yeah, I'm fixing to go to bed here and get some sleep. What time is it? 11:26 here in Salt Lake City. I'm gonna go get some sleep because I gotta get up. I don't know when. I don't know when they're gonna want me to get started tomorrow. The new route runs me out east. We're gonna be pulling out of, hey Daniel, we're gonna be running Anheuser-Busch out of the east, out of Georgia, and Carlton, Georgia, or something like that. And we could be going anywhere, but we're serving the Anheuser-Busch account, and they got 185 drivers going on the Anheuser-Busch. They got the east and the west account that they're doing, and they got 185 trucks they're getting sent, and some of them are day cabs, and some of them are like this. You'll be hauling reefer. All right. Are you saying you're hauling Sierra England, or are you going to, or are you talking about another company? I'm supposed to get a load in the morning or tomorrow, so I don't know why they didn't just get me. Oh no, mom and pop. Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I just think that they are hiring drivers faster than they're getting things set up to. Oh, you went to school at Sierra England? Did you come out here to Salt Lake City? Because I know they got some other terminals I think they do school at. I think this is just our primary. But um, they had you staying at the Marriott. They didn't have you staying in these rooms up here. They sent a couple of these drivers to the hotel last night, apparently. And even if they would have offered, I wouldn't have gone, because I wouldn't have had to haul all my crap that I brought for the truck all the way over to the hotel and back. But one of the other drivers had a lot of stuff too, and she went to the hotel, but she had things a little different. I brought a lot of crap. I just hope I can get this stuff hooked up easy enough. Just got to decide what order of importance. Probably inverter would be the first thing. CB is kind of one of those things. It'll be nice to have the CB. But, all right, see you later, Levi. I'll talk to you later. But the CB, hardly anybody talks on the CB, so it's kind of one of those things. No, they must have changed. All the training was a hotel first, Holiday Inn, then Marriott. Then they accused my friend of smoking in the room when she wasn't. I went through 4 trainers. Was back in 2020. Okay. Well, that was 4 years ago. They're doing things. They just changed some of the things they're doing. They're changed some of the things that they're teaching. They got a different curriculum they're teaching, and this Premier is that teaches. You weren't taught how to back or chain tires? Watch my videos, man. I got some videos on both. Watch my video of an example of how to chain. That is my best chaining video. My first chaining video, that's a 3-part. It's very long, and I made a few mistakes on that video, so I'm not going to pull it down, but the one that's an example of how to chain is a pretty good one, where I am doing a voiceover where I filmed with my GoPro and stuff. That was actually a pretty decent video for chaining. Your trainer didn't let you back? That was a crappy trainer. That's the other problem with these companies. It's not always like in the school itself. They have you do all these backs and practicing all this stuff, but then you get out with a trainer and hopefully you get a trainer that's training because they actually want to teach, and they're not just training because they're looking for that extra money. And that's the problem. A lot of these trainers only become trainers because they want that extra money, and they take you out in the truck for 4 weeks, and you're lucky if they teach you anything but just how to do stuff on the ELD and to drive down the road. And gotta teach people how to back up. Gotta teach them how to chain up, and you gotta teach them how to get around and to find stuff. You had one good trainer. They would sleep when I was driving. Yeah, some of that is sometimes you get a good trainer, but because of the way they force the students and the trainers to run like a team from the get-go instead of letting you guys run like a solo truck for the first week or so the trainer and you are on the same shift, and they're sitting up front with you, one of you driving and one of you sitting in the passenger seat, so you can watch them and they can watch you, and they can teach you stuff and show you things and yada yada yada. And if you start out where you're doing different shifts and they're not actually watching you and seeing you, you know, a lot of these trainers will try to stay up and teach what they can, but some of these companies are force them to drive like a team truck right off the bat when the student isn't ready for all that. They're not ready to drive full shifts and all that. I can do both. I like night driving and I also like day driving. It just depends. I prefer to try to not go through the big cities during peak rush hour times. Other than that, I could care less whether it's daytime or nighttime. I can do both. Just as long as I've had enough sleep, I'm good. But I have pushed myself to the utter limits, and I know what I can handle. It just depends. They say you're not supposed to drive with Jake when there's slick conditions, whether it's rain or ice, but a lot of times the Jake can be a softer braking and less abrupt than the service brake. It all depends on how good you are at feathering the foot brake. And with experience, you got to get that experience. Depending on, how much snow driving have you done in a regular vehicle before you ever drove a truck? If you grew up where you didn't have a lot of slick roads, you didn't have a lot of snow, you're not going to be as prepared to drive on the slicker surfaces and know what you're doing. So I grew up in southern Iowa to drive in, and we were out doing donuts on the ice and snow and doing all kinds of crazy stuff when I was in high school. We were out getting out on the back gravel roads, screwing around, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Surprised we didn't get ourselves killed with some of the stuff we did. So the more experience you've had with, I truly think that they need to take all new drivers, I mean, like in high school, and take them out and just let them screw around. Give them a junk car and have a friggin' skating rink for him to drive around in, and have him practice trying to control that vehicle. That kind of stuff prepares you for driving, because then you know how to react in those situations, and you're less likely to make quick, hasty decisions that are wrong, because um, a lot of times, feathering the brakes just the right way and knowing when you have to hit the throttle, to get you power going forward, knowing when to do that and how to counter steer. There's all kinds of ways you can recover, even in a semi. But in a semi, you got that trailer back there, and being able to recover at the very beginning of going out of control is best. It all comes with experience. You just gotta slow down, drive with what you're comfortable with, but go slow. If it's slick out, you just gotta be careful. When you're driving on those grades, if it's too slick out, that chain law will be up and you'll have to get out and throw chains on. I think every driver, any truck driver that doesn't know how to chain, should avoid the mountains during the chaining season, because I think drivers that, if it's really so bad that it's really that bad, they're gonna shut the road down anyway. If they haven't shut the road down in most cases, just stopping in the chain station and throwing 2 sets of chains on your drives, you should be able to get up. You're not going to drive any more than 35 miles an hour. Have your differential on. Sierra England doesn't want you to drive over 25. You might not be able to do 25 miles an hour anyway. You got pulled over in Pennsylvania Turnpike for going too slow in conditions when I told the officer there was snow, so I just paid it, and I was trying to look for a safe place to park. You must have been going pretty slow if you got pulled over. If you're going so slow that you were being unsafe, did you have your hazards on? If you didn't have your hazards on, I could see why you might have got pulled over. But if you're just going slow, it depends on how slow you're going. If you're going like 10, 20 miles an hour, yeah. Especially if everybody else was going a lot faster and you were being a problem being so slow. It's situational. There's more information needed on that, because there's so many factors that come into play when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, if you're going really slow, there's nobody next to you, behind you, I would have had to been there, because there's a lot of factors that come into play. So if there was nobody around and you weren't being out of control, and if you're being safe, I don't see why they would have given you a ticket. If you were going down the mountain, if you said they pulled you over for going slow, that's weird. But I guess I would have to be there to see the big picture of everything going on. But if you're going way, way, way slow, um, I don't know. There's a lot of factors that come into play there that you'd have to know. But that sounds weird that if you were the only one going down the mountain, that they would have messed with you just because you're going slower. If you had your hazards on, you weren't sliding around or anything, were you? Were you just maintaining your lane? Were you staying in the right lane? I don't know. That sounds like I'm missing a piece of information there because I don't see a cop just pulling you over going down a mountain slow. Most of the time, they want you to go down slower in a semi with your hazards on and stuff. So I don't know. Sounds like there's some other information I would need to really understand why they get pulled you over and give you a ticket. Because, like, and it depends on which mountain, too. You said it was in Pennsylvania. It depends if you were being so slow and if there was no one else on the road. I don't know, man. I'm trying to remember what mountains are in Pennsylvania. I know that there's a few grades over there. But I I tend not to slow down as much as others because I used to driving in bad roads, and I know how to um I know how to drive in this like stuff, and I know what to look for. Um, I know how to look for the black ice. I know how to tell whether I should get over in the crunchy stuff to the left and stuff, and going down a mountain. If it's slick, if it's just snow, it depends on how slick it actually is. So I don't know. I guess I'd have had to been there to know exactly what all the deal was. But I drive in all kinds of conditions, all nights, days, piss pouring rain, snow, ice. I the thing I don't like to drive in is high winds, fog, and icy roads all mixed into one, and possibly snow coming down hard at the same time, which usually you got one or the other. Usually if you got a blizzard, you're not going to have fog. You're just going to have blinding conditions. But anyway, usually. But I don't know. Um, I've done a lot of mountain driving in winter, and if it's really that bad, they don't. Usually they want you to have chains on for climbing the mountain, and then the chains kind of help you to keep traction going down the mountain. But in most cases, um, they usually don't care as much about the chains for the downhill as they do the uphill. But it does help to have the chains on to go down because it helps keep your traction a little bit. But Um, Usually they just don't want people getting stuck trying to climb the mountain. You get trucks up there without chains on and they're stuck on the side of the mountain because they're too heavy to be able to um, get up the hill. And that's why like they have all the laws now for the cars now, the four-wheelers. They want the four-wheelers to have some sort of chains or the cables and stuff they make for cars, or be four-wheel drive or something. But you don't want to get caught on the side of a mountain without being able to get traction. So, man, I'm really getting tired. I'm gonna go to sleep, man. Um, Thanks for coming by. And let's see. How do you look at bridges now since the container ship happened? Um, I don't know. I just barely caught that news feed. One of my that Billy Alston that I interviewed at Bay, he had just gone over that bridge the day before that, and he was out in that area and he had just gone across that bridge the day before. So that's kind of wild. And then he had to go another way to go back the other direction. So, all right, guys, I'm getting tired. I have no idea how early they're going to expect me to drive. So I'm going to put my milk in my cooler and I'm going to get some shut-eye and talk to you all tomorrow sometime. I'm working on some video ideas, but I'm kind of not set up the best to do some videos, but I don't know, I got some video ideas. I gotta sit down and kind of brainstorm. I had a lot of videos before I decided to switch companies, and then I've kind of put the edited videos on pause for the most part. So I'm gonna try to get back into it. So, all right, guys. For those of you catching this on the replay, thanks for coming by and watching. All of you, thanks for all of the support and the likes and the comments and all that. So, seems like the live feeds get me the subscribers and get me more attention and stuff. The edited videos don't seem to get as much of attention, but I try to make those because those are the ones that are I really try to do the teaching, where I try to help all you newer guys learn about stuff, to help you guys have less struggles getting out here, because there is a lot of lack of training and lack of teaching. And if any of my videos have been helping people, then then this channel is worth it. It's not so much about these live feeds. These live feeds are just hangouts and stuff, and but if my videos are helping people, then great. That's what I made this channel for, is to help other truckers become better and teach them. And I don't always say stuff right all the time. Sometimes I talk funny and things like that, but I'm trying to help you guys out and trying to help you guys have less struggles than the rest of us. But the best teacher is making mistakes. Just make sure you're making the mistakes that aren't career ending. Everybody messes up. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I make wrong turns all the time and have to figure out places to turn around and all that kind of stuff. Nobody's infallible. So maintaining speed with cruise control. Um, with cruise control, you're gonna be maintaining speed. Um, but these newer trucks, they got all these radar sensors, and which make things interesting. Depending on what kind of a truck you're driving, the Kenworth at Bay and Bay um, had sensors, and it was really abrupt a lot of the times and stuff about how it reacted. The sensors and stuff in these Freightliners tend to be a little more less abrupt, unless it thinks you're really going to hit something, then it's gonna react more. And all these newer trucks will pace other vehicles, and sometimes you don't realize it. You're driving along and you got your cruise set. You know you're going to be catching another vehicle, and even though I've been dealing with these sensors for several years now, I still catch myself not realizing that I'm pacing the speed of the truck or vehicle in front of me, and I'll eventually it'll dawn on me that the truck is pacing the speed of the vehicle in front of me, and the only way for me to catch up and pass, because even though these trucks are governed at whatever speed, if vehicles are going slower than you and you're catching up to the vehicle, these trucks will come up to those other vehicles and slow down and match the speed of the traffic in front of you, and might not realize it. Sometimes it can be rather subtle, and you won't even realize it happens, and then it'll catch your sight, and then you just want to slap yourself upside the head for because you should have known better. Because especially if it's not your first day dealing with it, then you put your foot to the floor and put your signal on and go around, and usually about the time you figure out that you're pacing another vehicle, you could have gotten out and around those vehicles that you're pacing, but you don't realize it until there's faster vehicles coming up your passenger side, the passing lane. So it's all fun stuff. All right, I'm getting delirious. I need to get some sleep. Talk to you guys later. I will do different videos and come up with some video ideas. Maintaining speed. Just have to think about that. I'm tired right now, but I will talk to you guys on my next live feed, probably tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and leave any more comments or questions, and I will do my best to try to address those. I'll have to think through that maintaining speed, and then I can do a video on that as well. I will do my best. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for everybody that stopped by and watched the video. Good night. Tomorrow is another day. Be safe.